Hey guys, what's going on? It's Rick with Rick's Toy Room. All right, I was actually on my way to bed. Okay, hey puppy. I was on my way to bed. I just won a really good Whatnot Marvel 24 NYCC comic blind pack comics, kind of like the X-Men 97s. Well, they did another set. I was on that high, and I was on my way to bed, and then I saw this Facebook post, and I have to do this video. Like my need to cuss someone out and rant right now is driving this video. Okay, so there's this guy named Andy on one of the big Facebook Hot Wheel groups. Okay, and earlier this afternoon, this clown, this baby, this punk bitch, got on Facebook and basically did this huge rant about how he had called Walmart corporate while he was at a Walmart because a Walmart employee refused to let him open a box of Hot Wheels and go through them because they were on the floor, they're for sale, and there's nothing on the shelf. Okay? Now, the baseline premise of this problem I kind of agree with, for the fact that if I'm in a retail store, especially a big box chain, and the product is on the sales floor, physically in the actual sales floor area during operational hours, anyone should be able to buy whatever's there, okay? So this is no different than you walk into a Walmart or Target on Black Friday, there's 15 TVs on the pallet, it's the TV that's on sale, you want the TV, you buy it off the pallet, okay? So I understand his mindset on the idea that he should be able to buy those Hot Wheels. However, how this asshole went through and went about this, and then when he did a follow-up, is what's pissing me off, okay? So not only did this clown sit in the store, call for the manager, called the Walmart corporate office and complained, he goes home, apparently gets a call back from Walmart corporate offices. They reprimanded the employee because supposedly the employee was collecting and holding cars in the back for his dad. We'll get into that. But after complaining and talking to the Walmart corporate office, them calling him back and assuring him, oh, this problem will never happen again, apparently this clown takes his ass back to Walmart same night, meets with the manager specifically, and then gets handed 2 fresh cases, which he goes through and basically takes everything out of. Okay? Now, this same asshole posted almost 2 months to the day, actually 1 month to the day, last September, on September 17th, today's October 17th, of a cart full of Walmart Zamax. I mean, just everything he found. Everything they had, he took, okay? So, and I think this is what pisses me off about the story. So this guy, known to walk into a store and just annihilate and consume everything that they have that's worth a damn, okay? Now, I don't necessarily argue that, because if you've seen a few of my other videos, especially the scalper video, I said, look, some days it's just your lucky day, okay? You're going to walk in, you're going to find a bunch of stuff, you're going to take it all. You're either going to flip it to pay for your own hobby, or you're going to sell it for some kind of profit. Again, that profit normally is going right back into the hobby. Like, I get it, okay? I don't have fault with that. What I have fault with is that this fucker went through and basically caused so much shit at a store for no better reason than to then go back same day and then get back on Facebook and brag that he got to go through 2 boxes because he was a crybaby bitch about it. Okay? So, that's the story. The guy walks through a Walmart, he sees a case on a pallet, they tell him no, he can't go through it. He calls corporate, cries about it, goes home, corporate calls him, he goes back to the store, na boo boo, you have to give me the boxes, and now gets 2 fresh boxes to go through, and then brags about what he pulls. Okay? That's the story. This is where I have a problem. 1, these people at these stores make barely minimum wage, okay? One of the benefits of putting up with people like you in these stores is that you get first dibs. You get to see the shit when it comes in. You know when it's there. Now, ever since probably the dawn of time, okay, back in 96, 97, when I worked for Target, there was a very strict rule. Employees could not make purchases while on the clock. Fine. But employees were allowed to purchase whatever they wanted that was on the shelf when they were off the clock. So thus, if I go in the back, I'm working that morning, I get a case of Hot Wheels, or in this case it was Hot Wheels and Star Wars, get the case of Star Wars, put them on the shelf. If when my shift ends, whatever's left, I can buy, okay? No rules against it. Can't use my discount if I'm reselling, but that's fine. I was buying for me anyhow, or trading, so I wasn't really reselling. Now, of course, there are ways around that, right? You call a buddy, say, hey, putting out a box, come get this shit. You have another coworker that's getting off early, pick it up. Maybe you stock it in the wrong aisle. Shit happens, okay? But that is one of those like perks of doing a shit customer retail job. So to be an asshole customer and cry because you didn't get to be the first one in a case is bullshit, all right? The fact that this guy caused such a ruckus at the store is bullshit. This guy is an adult in the military. I want to know how in the hell this guy made it through boot camp being such a little bitch, all right? And my dad was a recruiter, and I have a lot of friends that were fucking in the military. I grew up as a military brat. I'm telling you, I don't know how this guy made it through boot camp without getting the shit beat out of him, okay? Hell, maybe he's not even in the military anymore. Maybe the photo is super old and he washed out after not even, first 4 years. Who knows? I probably would go to guess that's his case. But neither here nor there. Look. Okay, fine. So you didn't get to go through the case. Wham wham, boo fucking who. Go home. Hit another store. Take a shot another day. Not that big of a deal. 2. To sit there, raise a kind of stink, and then go back the same night just so you could scalp the boxes, get bent, all right? That's not cool. We don't see you as a social justice warrior. Other collectors look at you and you make us look bad. It's people like you that there's a reason why, if you're trying to be cool, walk into a store and be like, hey, shelf's a little empty. By chance you guys have any more back there that you could stock or that I could see? That type of behavior is the reason these people tell you to go get fucked when you're in the stores that know they're not going to help you. This is why the stores put policies that no, we don't have it. This is why their computers half the time don't show them in inventory. Like there's certain things that aren't in inventory, not because it's not actually there, it's because they don't have all day to run back in the back room for collectors to go through boxes in hopes of finding, a treasure, a super treasure hunt, a regular treasure hunt, a variant, whatever the hell, whatever that golden nugget is for whatever line it is you're collecting, there's a reason that the stores have these policies that they don't do it, okay? It's because of people like you that go in and cry, oh my God, I didn't get to go through the box. You're not a social justice warrior. You look like a little bitch and you make the rest of adult collectors look bad, all right? It is a fun hobby for me to go to a store and hunt. If I walk in and someone's putting a case out, should have seen a video, it's been a few months now, but where I talked about walking into the Walmart, it's like midnight here, the neighborhood Walmart, and the lady just got done stacking the entire shipper at that Walmart. And I was like, hey, did you just put that shipper out? Because I saw the empty box. She's like, yeah. Beelined it, dug through the pegs, found the, the bike, the black Ducati or the Super Cab, whatever it was. That's what's fun to me. If I walk into a store and I see somebody already digging through the peg, I may lurk around, kind of look over their shoulder a little bit, maybe look for another area they haven't yet gone through. But you know what? Sometimes you're not number one. That's fine. They're just toys. Okay? And yes, I say that, and I've got 15, 20 of the G-Case wagons treasure hunts right now, because every time I walk into Publix, that happens to be the only fucking case they have, and that's the only treasure hunt on the shelf. So yes, I picked them up. And you know what? I don't care. I went to the store, whether it's 8 o'clock in the morning on the way to the office, 5 o'clock at night on the way home, or I decided to sleep in, or I took a meeting from the house and I went and hit the store at like 10 a.m. on the way. I get there, it's there, I'm going to buy it, I'm going to do whatever I want with it, okay? But at the same token, if I wanted a treasure hunt or super hunt that bad, I will get on eBay and I will buy it, okay? Like, you're not going to see me walk into a Target and raise all holy hell because the shelves are empty and they have a promo going and they should have cars out here. Go get me a box. I'm calling your store manager. I'm calling corporate. This is bullshit. You're stealing all the Hot Wheels. The Publix right here by my house has 3 collectors in it, okay? I know one of them. He and I trade pretty much every 3 days, okay? He tells me when the trucks come in. He tells me what cases came in. He tells me what was in it. If he already has the treasure hunt or the super, he gives me next dibs. If the other 2 guys get to it, they cut our throats. It's the game, all right? It's just the way it is. That's why they're called hunts. That's why they're called treasure hunts. It's not go cry and get a free car. Don't be a little bitch, all right? Like, this guy pissed me off. As you can tell, I'm kind of hype about this right now. And again, it's midnight. I should be in bed. I've got to be at work in a few hours. Dude, yeah, oh my God. Like, and again, I used to do this shit when I worked at Target, okay? I worked for Target. My mom worked for Target. You know, when the Power of the Force Star Wars were out, they were huge. A lot of variants. There was a lot of quality control issues. There were a lot of errors worth a lot of money. We had first dibs. I had a particular Star Wars collector. He was cool with me when he came into the store. So you know what I did? Just like my boy over here at Publix is doing for me. Basically, I've got first dibs. Or he'd be like, look, I'm looking for this variant. Cool. You know what? If it comes in, I got you because you're cool. You're a nice guy. You don't be a dick about being able to go through boxes. You show up in the morning on your way to work. You say hello. You ask me if anything new came in. You tell me about new stuff that's coming. I hook this guy up all the time. And I remember, like, I can't remember his name because I'm shitty with names, but I can see this guy in my head. He had long black hair, well, shoulder-length black hair. He, like, had this kind of, like, rocker persona. He was a huge fan of Prince. He was always, like, scruffy shaved. He was just telling me about his girlfriend. Like, the guy was cool. Like, he was a cool guy. I told you guys this story about Sarge, right? Sarge, this old dude, ex-Navy or ex-Marine, used to come into the store, would say hello, have a cup of coffee with him. He'd let people fight over the piles. He'd flip through looking for variants. He'd, ask me, hey, is there anything new? He would tell me about his new finds. We'd have a good chat, and I would hook up Sarge. Like, these guys were dudes I hooked up at the store after I got my dibs. Or, again, fresh case came in. I knew I wasn't going to be able to go through it. I'm letting them cut the tape because, hey, it makes their day. They've got to hook up. I've got some guys I can trade with. That's how we do. Like, this is the type of shit we should be doing in the hobby. Instead, you got this clown that calls corporate, cries like a bitch, gets like some kid in trouble because the kid apparently is buying Hot Wheels for his dad. Okay. And? There's a guy that followed up the chat that was like, oh, well, I had the same problem at my store. I walked in looking for the M2s, and the lady said that the 2 cases they got were sold out by the employees. The employees bought them all, and they flipped them on an eBay store. You know what? Good for them. Do you know why? Because those jobs suck ass. They don't get paid shit. They get treated like shit. And come Black Friday, they're not going to sleep for shit. Okay? So if these guys decide to run a side hustle based on the fact that they go 9 to 5 or 40 hours a week working for Walmart, good for them. You don't like that? You don't like that I say it? Take your ass to Walmart and Target and do that job. You go to Target or Walmart, you do that job working hard lines, okay, which is basically the section of the store that is not food. You work hard lines. You do that job for 90 days, okay? And I want you to do it over a holiday, whether it's Black Friday, 4th of July, Memorial Day, some holiday where everybody but you has the day off because you're fucking retail, and you tell me whether or not you think you should have the ability to get first dibs on whatever comes through that store. And if you're like, no, I would never do that, you're the biggest fucking liar next to one of my exes. I said it. Kiss my ass, okay? No. All right. If you work one of these shit jobs, you take the perks where you can get them. And if that perk is getting first crack at a Hot Wheel case, first crack at M2s, first crack at Star Wars, good for you. All right. There are going to be days that you don't work. That days, those cases will get to the floor because someone else there doesn't collect. They don't give a shit. The truck came in, they unloaded it, and there's going to be fines. That's how the rest of us find them. And I'm okay with it because it's just a hobby. And even if this was my full-time gig as Rick's Toy Room, where I had a physical store, or I decided to only online sell and be video presence 24/7, I can order from a distributor, okay? I can buy sealed cases from Entertainment Earth. I can get sealed cases and exclusives from Diamond, all right? I don't need to go to the stores. I do it because I enjoy the hunt. I enjoy walking to a store, not knowing what I'm going to walk into, maybe find a big hit, maybe not. But it gives me something to do. Do not be Andy, okay? Andy's a douchebag. Andy's a little bitch. Andy should not be allowed to collect. Andy shouldn't be allowed in the group because Andy is a little crybaby that all he wanted to do was say, look, I cried, I got boxes, and then a boo-boo, I got the car first. No one cares, Andy. You're a bitch. All right, that's it. I'm done. I've said it enough. We already ran the video a little bit longer than I thought I was going to. Again, guys, they are toys. It's a hobby. Even if this is your full-time job, it's not worth being that guy, that lady. It's not worth being the douchebag going and crying and getting someone in trouble because they took what little pleasure they get out of life and the shit job they have making minimum wage at a Walmart is now basically being scrutinized because you, who have nothing better to do with your fucking day, cried because you didn't go through a box that was on the floor. You know what? You want a tip for how you handle that situation? You walk up to the store, you see it on the pallet. If the pallet's not shrink wrapped, take the damn box carefully. Do not make a big fucking mess in the middle of the floor. Take the box over to the Hot Wheels, open it, stock the motherfuckers, get what you want out of it, and put the box back on the pallet after you're done if you didn't fill the pegs. If you filled the pegs, break the box down, put it on the pallet, all right? The store is not going... Okay, the store typically isn't going to bitch at you because you did that. And if they do, then feel free to call the manager and be like, tell me what I did wrong. But to go and ask, to be told no, and then to be a bitch about it. Mommy said no, so I called Daddy. Daddy said no, so I asked Mommy. I'm Mommy's favorite. Fucking ridiculous. Grow up. Grow a pair of balls. Take the L. Move the fuck on. Go to another store. Like, there's been plenty of times when I've walked into a store, I've seen shit on a pallet, and if I ask, and they 99% of the time say no, you walk the hell away. Alright? And if they say yes, cool, crack the box. And hey, I was nice to an employee. I asked politely. They said, yeah, go ahead. I got to go through the box. Look what I found. That right there, that's a Facebook post I can get behind. This bullshit, and called corporate. And this guy that works in the back room is saving for his daddy. Well, he's not allowed to do that anymore because that's against company policy. Shut the fuck up. If you did everything right by the book at your job, you never broke a company policy, you're the person your coworkers hate. And this is coming from a guy that basically has HR policies written after him in multiple companies. All right, y'all. With that, I'm going to bed. Hopefully, my rant, my vent, hopefully, kind of boosted you up. Like, fuck this guy too. And if you're on this guy's side, unfollow me. I don't want you as a follower. Like, if you think that this guy was right by calling the store manager, by calling the corporate office, crying, going back to the store, just to be like, I got it, I made you have to give it to me. I don't want you as a follower. I don't want to be associated with you because people like you ruin the game. You ruin the hobby. You just make shit completely miserable for everyone. Go the fuck away. All right? Seriously. Bye. Later, guys.